Meet you
I don't know.
halfway.
I don't know what that
I'll
means.
meet you halfway.
Ching ching.
Ching ching, ching
You mean
ching,
chi chi?
ching ching.
It's not ching ching. This isn't like some Pokemon fucking like
No, I
level
mean
up.
like the sound it makes.
I don't know what that.
It was
Again.
made of like sand,
You're.
blasted glass.
I don't know, dude.
And the tides that kept it going. Like coming, taking, giving grains of sand, like contemplating thoughts that never reach conclusion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
Molecules of the
any of
glass
that means.
solution. It makes it rough and.
But welcome to the show, everybody. This is the People's Lovecast, episode 2, with your hosts Jethro Phelps and me, Mr. Pope.
It's a Sabbath.
Hey, wait. You know what we should talk about?
What's that?
Isn't it really fucking weird that like Jack's into Charles Manson?
Oh man, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Well, we have this platform to discuss it so we can vent. Like
To vent?
Yeah, because like no, maybe he should hear this episode.
I love Jack.
Jack, if you're hearing this, we love you, but like, dude, enough with that bullshit.
I don't know. I love you, bro, but maybe you really do feel like, and that's probably a good thing. Like if you feel sorry for him, or whatever.
I don't even have patience for
it's a good
any
trait
of
to
it.
be forgiving, but if you're going to be forgiving, then start with people that are a lot less.
But he was like this
shitty than
years ago. No, but he was like this years ago. Like,
all.
but look, I'm the founder. I am Mr. Pope. Like, I would be the figurehead. Like, and I hate cults. I hate the Manson family. That was always like a satirical thing. If anything, Jack has his own fascination. And him.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound so bad, man. People's Love Cult.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
a clever,
well, it's not
very clever name.
But it's also not like anything that like.
You've got that. It's not another band's name. You've got it freaking there.
I know. I'm actually kind of surprised there never was a band.
Yeah, I always do that and look it up and see.
No, when we came up with it.
Or ideas. These sometimes inventions.
Yeah, I know.
Like with the drone, with the metal detector on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I actually thought of it because of your sister, and like how people who can't, like that are handicapped, like can't kick their wheelchair out and like go and dig or whatever, like, and they want to like do like metal detecting and shit with the drone. They can learn to fly it or whatever, and it pings like from the cloud the exact longitude and latitude. So it's like ping there, and then she finds them and somebody else goes to dig them, or he or she.
Well, thank you for your sentiment with that, actually, Jesse.
And I looked it up and
So today on the People's Lovecast, let's not stray away. That today we are celebrating the release of The Signals of Virtue. That's our album that we spent. That's right, we spent 6 months on it with Jack, who cannot be here right now, and Faith, and Jesse, and we had some help from Emily, Joe West, my on again off again flang. And we had some help from David Kavika, one of the very talented young producers I know. So, but we, I just want to talk about maybe like a little bit about the album for this episode. You know what I mean? Like while we still got this going online, like how did you feel when I don't really know if I ever approached you with it, Jesse, about you doing the album with me, but like how did you feel when I first started like kind of like trying to collaborate with you on this?
it was just natural, like right away. We just started making songs together. Like it's actually psychic in some weird way.
Right. Because we've been speaking like as friends, but it felt like we had already been working together. So I actually kind of came out of this thinking like, wow, I feel like I'd already made music with you in an album like format, but obviously we hadn't. And now like
I'm excited to make more.
Oh no, I know, but that's why like and we'll probably maybe tonight on this show we'll give like a little soundbite with the acoustic version of One Night Only, because I feel like that really is our song. For those of you that don't know, you want to check out on the album.
It's a dude spontaneous.
One Night Only is I think our pivotal, really good songwriting, but also like very mutual, like you know, like how we sound together on it. Just like just now when we had played that.
We can't tell each other apart, man.
I know, but it's also like, it's still the same thing that I haven't felt like that kind of serendipity since I worked with Jack, with the vocal delivery.
Oh.
And
I feel blessed because I'm getting older and I haven't been a person that like goes out and looks for friends or even like people that play other instruments to try to even be in a band like after what has happened.
but yet and yet like the past 2 years since we've like collaborated, we've made like you probably made more music than you could imagine in your lifetime.
I mean, I've made a lot. Actually, man.
With me and you, like not just me.
The thing about us is we can make a new song or 5 new songs in one night that are.
And that's not even like including
right
like the different takes, but that's why tonight, like, you know, we did the different takes, and that's for our audience. If you are in a band, like make sure you always have multiple takes, even after the final recording
for
is
your
done.
resume, you know.
Just because we might be taking this on the road. Like, what do you think, Jesse? That's what I want to ask you. For this podcast, how do you feel about going on the road with this kind of music? Do you think you'd be ready for that kind of thing?
I would if I had, made sure that my kids were good while I'm gone.
Yeah.
Taken care of.
No, that's fair. No, fair enough. Because we'll talk about maybe.
Absolutely.
With this album.
This is my last chance, right? I'm like.
No, it's not about last chance.
Yeah, I know, but it's like for me, it felt like when I.
But I feel like this music is probably the music you should tour representing out of your whole. You know what I'm saying? Because you wrote this. Like, this isn't just rock and roll. Like, this is music you've written. It could be a theatrical event, going on the road, doing this. I feel like you really need to be a part of it. You know.
I think it would be
just like how I would want. Oh, I mean.
I don't know why I denied myself that before.
Well, it just
like
you didn't have the right people. You didn't have.
I'm
sorry, but you didn't have people.
Depression.
Like, you didn't really have people like me or Jack or Faith. You know, like you didn't have.
Yeah, I mean. I don't know, bro. I'm just like, it was definitely.
But you always have time.
Moments of like where it slows down and I'm like, it feels familiar, like deja vu in a way, but you're really just kind of like understanding each other's plane of existence, or at least giving respect and trying to,
Well, I trust that you and me are always on the same wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, well, shit. I wouldn't be able to sing with you, man. You like bust out with some shit. I can't keep up if I was on a different plane.
You do though. No, you totally do though. You totally keep up.
I try. It's like a fucking. But I really wish I had the lyrics. But you're always like, no, get it out. Let's go. And it's awesome.
I prefer it that way too.
When we do that, it still is awesome anyways.
It's not about the lyrics. It's about the performance, because you know that then you know. No, like. Like, dude, honestly, those One Night Only, no lyrics in front of you, bro. And how did we do? Great on every take. Literally, last 3 takes, raw takes, no lyrics in front of you. You just looked at me and I.
But how is that possible? Like, people.
Well, I have the talent and the arrangement, and you're very talented as well.
But to keep up with lyrics that I don't know is kind of freaky. Like,
it is maybe a psychic thing. Maybe we're wizards. Maybe we have some kind of magic. Maybe there's something magical.
No, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I say. That's what vibrations do.
Well, I don't know. The viewers should call in. The viewers will call in.
That's what everything's made of. molecules that are vibrating. Friction.
Well, you've always got the right idea, man.
I just try to be kind to people in this life.
It's more than that. You've already paid your dues. You've been a very positive, stoic presence, and I know that I met you for a reason.
I feel the same way, bro.
You know, man. So don't worry about any of that. You know, and Jack even was worried about you, like him, like after when Jack was leaving, like, oh, if Jesse would have a friend, I'd be like, no, dude, I'm gonna be Jesse's best friend. Like,
I know you know, and thank you for that, for coming by and check out.
Always,
You know,
I'll always.
You called and you're like, yeah.
I'm probably, you know, but
that was that, you know, that's cool. You know, that was on our first impression, you know.
Oh yeah.
Was
I was also a little problem. Well, I mean, Jack told you about so.
Yeah, so
my
you
dirty
know,
laundry was
that
in
stuff.
the,
Whatever, shit was out there. You were calling him a lot. Too.
Yeah, I was really nervous and
right.
you know,
he
like I had my problems.
We actually had like counseling moments.
We did actually.
With each other.
So that's why.
As a band.
That's why, like I mean, you know, Gravy Horse was kind of like decimated, and Jeremy runs our bass player, which is really sad because I just want to say that even though I've never really talked about this on any kind of like recorded level, but Gravy Horse didn't need to really necessarily die. It was because I was in a situation where I had called somebody out, and I was at the front of something, and the press kind of like put like blacklisted me like a piece of shit. But Jeremy like left and everything, and like I was very, very suicidal after like that had happened.
It's crazy how life can be like that. Like it's almost like
because they said your band will never play like your band will never
play sabotage.
And then I cut off all my hair and I dyed it. I bleached it, but you know but I basically they thought I was some woman hater. Like it's not true. Like it just was a bad conversation I'd have with a person, and it just kind of escalated a whole other light.
One day I have to give my going under the bluff, jumping off the bluff, swimming down under, really deep, on an incline.
But you know, it's just like you see the best and you see the worst in me. Yeah.
Well, look.
Because I won't hide like any flaws that I've, you know.
That's just being you. You're not an evil person at all. You give out good energy, and you try like me. I'm like, I get depression a lot, man. You'd be surprised. I have to take medication for it, you know.
I have taken medication for it. The thing is that
nothing works better than mushrooms, though.
I wouldn't argue with that in any way. I just feel like antidepressants and big pharmaceuticals are not the way to treat depression.
Well, they're gonna be in the.
I feel like if anything, medical marijuana is like it depends on the kind of personality. Like these drugs, these medications come with a whole shit show of side effects. All these parasitic things that these medications do. And with the wiring of your brain.
I agree.
You know?
And I was an actual lab rat at Broward Outreach Center. I was in there for 10, almost 8 months.
It's heinous. Sorry. No, it's heinous.
Dude, you had to work your way from the bunk beds and you finally had your own room, and you could finally leave.
They're abusing people who are sick.
If you have a job to make money to give to them. Also, and then come back, and then you have chores all day. It was like a weird cult almost, but like a real psychiatrist in there who I couldn't understand one fucking letter he wrote. It was so sloppy.
Yeah.
Like completely despicable, because the amount of people he was seeing so quickly was like, and And it was like that with the nurse too. Actually, the nurse at that place, she was actually, it's a doctor, not a nurse. I shouldn't say that. She was a nurse. I mean, a doctor and a nurse.
She was a doctor. She was a nurse. She was a lot of things.
Very beautiful and kind, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
some doctors don't have really good bedside manners.
a lot of those things are horror
They
stories.
don't like to get
No, a lot of that shit.
emotionally attached and shit.
Yeah, but there's a lot of horror stories in those kind of places. I would just hope that you didn't experience a full.
I experienced swimming down and keeping my breath for like almost 2 minutes while swimming down underneath a bluff that I jumped off of that I used to climb, like incline climbing and practice like that. So if you fall, you fall into the water. So you don't, you know? So you just can keep on going. And I just fucking loved it. But when I jump off the bluffs and shit into the water, do a bunch of gainers and flips and all sorts of shit, and then go down and swim there. And since I was young, I lived by lakes, so I'd go to the ocean and the lake. I'd even have dreams that I could breathe underwater. So with my night terrors, I trained myself to breathe and get into a meditative state where I could astral project. And I was sleeping because I had to learn how to breathe to do that, and that helped me being able to get stay underwater for that long by that same exact breathing technique. But I saw the light after 2 minutes while I was under there ahead of me, and I'm like thinking to myself, I either swim that way or I go back the other way and I'm fine, like back to where I came from. I have enough breath left for that, right?
Yeah.
Like swimming really fast. But I like had this moment and I like was thinking of God and my life and everything, and I'm like, just give me a sign or whatever, and I started swimming towards the freaking light. Not knowing what the fuck it was. I could make it.
Here, sing this with
It's
me.
insane, dude.
I started swimming towards the light,
Under the blood.
under the blood.
I felt love, I swear.
I started swimming toward the light.
So I talked to myself. After 2 minute mark, the mind's thinking, should I go forward or should I be first thing to where I was before? Gotta move forward, gotta make it fade. Yeah, with a smile on my face. Spread like a energy into space. Doesn't matter, nothing really matters unless you embrace it.
I started swimming towards the light.
So much swimming towards the light.
Sorry, I was trying to write a song about your swimming.
Man, that's some crazy shit though. I don't know. I think I'm kind of crazy, dude. To
Real.
make that kind of decision, I have to be, right? Or is it like
No.
it was like a determination or something? But did I ever tell you that? When I got there,
We all have our
the
own.
story, like the whole
No,
was
you
like
did
this.
tell me this actually. You actually did tell me this before.
It's really fucking insane when I think about it. I had to calm down or I would have drowned at that thing, and then I put my
Had come down, I would have drowned.
step back from myself.
got something for you. Here, just here.
We die in the same shoes. Sat on the table with good news. Hey look, your bed's no use. Freezes empty as solid views. I am you.
I have to be with someone like I love to be sexual and everything going good. Like
Welcome
that.
back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You're talking to the People's Lovecast right
That's
now.
definitely not going to be on the podcast.
And it is already on the podcast.
No, it's not.
So let's welcome Jethro Phelps before he destroys every inch of equipment here in the studio.
Hello out there.
So the topic tonight is diversions. Whenever people want, like to not have something kind of brought to attention, they just kind of start to divert it. You know what I mean, Jesse?
Well, I mean, I understand psychiatry. So yeah, with your ego, your id, spontaneous
But
interpretations of that are just through your one sense alone, through your eyes, vision, and hearing. It's extremely, but everything together is like a harmony, and then there's the sixth sense.
And you guys can call in. No, I'm just kidding. This broadcast would not even be like shown. It would be nice though. Do you think we should ever do like a live stream show, Jesse?
Yeah, especially if we're
could call
doing
in.
music and then talk and a little bit of music. Yeah, I think that I told Eric that if we do music and we can
Let's get
have
Eric
good
on the
music,
show. Yeah, let's get Eric on the show.
then I'm like, we could make it.
Do you want to try to call
There would be nothing better than to like be the one to like make him
I'm gonna try to call
somewhat
Jack.
successful.
No. Wait, I'm gonna try to call Jack real quick.
It's like,
Oh shit, Jack just literally called here.
really?
Yeah, let's have him come on the show.
All right.
The People's Lovecast
Oh, well, don't.
with the High Priest.
No, don't bring up the topic though that you said.
Hey man.
Hey dude,
Is
you're actually on me and Jesse's podcast right now. We're live right now.
Listen, I have one very important question, and I'm gonna have to look at some documents before I ask it. So just give me a second here. No, this is serious.
Are you a lawyer?
Is One Night Only that Britney Spears song you made?
No, that was Slave to You. That's not on the album.
Okay, thank
That wasn't on the NDA.
God.
That's a song that goes, I close my eyes and
Suddenly I
I
hear
love
this
all the
voice
other songs on the record except for that one. I don't
in
know
the
where that song
dark
came
of
from.
night.
I already told them a week before. No, it's already printed out. No. Oh, that's funny. Hey,
I
Jack.
wish we could do. Can they not do a back? They can't do a back of the album, or this is just it. This is what they
it,
got.
dude. No, this is it. And this is the podcast we're doing promoting it.
Oh well, that's a good time that I'm
So
calling.
yeah, you
because
should
I'm
really
actually-
know that you're on like
The
being your.
People's Lovecast.
Yeah.
It's our new podcast with me and Jesse.
Do you consent?
Yeah, I heard about
Do you
the
consent?
The PLT People's Lovecast.
The People's
Um,
Lovecast.
That's beautiful.
No, but dude, no, oh yeah, Jesse, so like I made this really bad song and I put it on the album to kind of like troll Jack to see if he'd actually listen to the whole thing. That actually was kind of a troll, Jack. Like, of course I was.
It worked though.
It almost got printed out. No,
only brothers could do that though.
Beautiful album, and then there was just this song.
It was like ooh ooh
or something.
It was terrible. I know it was like as bad as I could ever be, and I was really wasted when I made it.
It was like worse than Slippery Gin. It was like if Slippery Jensen had gone and like infused with One Direction.
Oh, it was way worse than that. No, dude, it was like, no, honestly. Wait, we gotta kind of put this on this broadcast.
Oh man.
No, to be honest with you,
I just have to stop laughing.
I kind of want this.
Shit.
Shit. We gotta kind of like play. I'm gonna do.
My mouth is starting to hurt because I was laughing earlier.
Oh no, Jack! When I release this, people like
fucking so long, dude.
It's good. This should be on. Oh yeah, so I just showed Jesse his role in the script, bro.
Oh, that's funny. You know what's so weird too is there's a house for sale, in Lansing right now that like used to be a store, and it still has all like the store cases and a little office space.
I can't believe
let's film it there.
I can't believe you were where I was born. That's just like another sign to me.
I know, dude.
It's
crazy
really come
shit.
full circle that the subway connection.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but Jack, Jesse's gonna be like the Charlie of like CD shop. Like he's gonna be like the like not even like a crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's gonna roll the nickels. He's gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna be like the memeable character. Like no, like Jesse's gonna be the iconic because he's like.
No man.
Yeah, you will.
I hate being this like.
We're gonna write it that way.
In the middle though.
Yes, you will.
I like how they did at the top. The People's Love Cult and Signals of Virtue. I thought they used a good font, because it's kind of like when you look at the album, you don't know what the album is called because
with
there's
the cassette?
a lot of words going on.
Wait, with the cassette just now?
Yeah, like I'm looking at the artwork and I like.
Oh
how
no, they did it perfectly. They really respect. No, they love the album so much. You have no idea how much they love that album.
It's because the cover it just happened to be a miraculous cover.
Well, they just love the music and the cover. Like they love it. Like they think.
Well, of course. Well, yeah. No, that the best part of it is it's not just a good cover. The music underneath it reflects just exactly how good. What you see is that businessman, and that's basically symbolizing the machine that we've been fighting this entire time.
But
and
we
you
do
see
it our
us,
own way.
Casually. Well, this is us finally promoting ourselves. We've never had ourselves really on the front of a cover like this, and that's just basically us. You see that beam
Very
of light
true.
going to you.
And Jacob's on there.
I was
Yeah.
just talking about
on
the beam of light under the
machine's
block.
shoulder. And it's basically, I think, just a metaphor that, we haven't sold out, but we bought in, and that guy's
this is very artistically done. This isn't a concept album, but it's a very sophisticated, like, matured album. Like, it's not like Century Girl. It's different than that.
Well, yeah, because, now we're promoting a level of sound that is, I think actually worthy of people's hard-earned dollars.
Dude, this was a very hard album to make.
The thing is, the most important thing is to be able to play live. The rest really doesn't matter because you make the money doing that and building your name. And everyone's like, oh, they're fucking awesome.
Well, if we showed this tape to a few different venues where we're at, we could get shows just by showing them this tape.
I know you can. So I'm like,
they have a really more open music scene going on here than in Florida, which is kind of oh man, I don't even know. I don't know what to say about Florida anymore.
Hey man,
I'm kind of tapped out on that subject.
We're making music.
I had some of the best days of my life in Florida. That's what I'll say about Florida.
Yeah, but Jack, you know what it is? You've got to be one of us.
And where I was
You've
born.
got to be one of us. Turning
Hospitals
old money
down.
into pure honey.
Turning
old
old money to pure honey.
So, while we're on the cast and we're talking about the album and we're promoting the album, should we ask Faith, because she's with me right now, what it was like for her to design the cover and
Faith.
and what it was like for her to put the vocals and
Faith, what was it? Faith, what was it
I
like?
actually brought that
Faith,
up.
what was it like to
with
have
your
done
main
everything you're
poster,
being told
yeah.
creatively?
Doing, not doing, being, not being, none of it really matters, because that's just, it's all us and we're all we, and it was a part of the universal connection.
But do you feel that when there were vocal tracks that we were recording and we went back and we did over them again and again to try and get it right, do you think that
I was pretty upset with the
That's
the fact
Alright.
that what I did the first time was never good enough.
oh come on.
Ultimately, I
You guys
think
are
it
making
created a
brilliant
better
music.
product.
Oh no,
see,
you guys are
I
great.
don't
Don't even go there. You guys are making brilliant music.
Oh, Faith, you were
Make up and be
phenomenal.
nice and be
Edge
kind
with
to
her
each other.
harmonies and her guitar on this album cover, because I kept on having her redo
Yeah.
her parts because I knew that she could, I've heard her do her best. We had just recorded and finished our Trailer Cats album, Old Farm Tapes.
Oh
so
yeah,
she was
which you
kind
guys
of
gotta
tapped
check out. Which
So I had to
everybody
kind
on
of,
listening's gotta check out.
I had to get her going a little bit to get the best out of her, but I'm glad that, she actually did a lot of mixing on the album too.
That's
Well, actually, I will say this is that Jack, what you sent me, and I'll get into this too. Like, I actually was potentially ruining the album for a while, but then Jack saved the album from the mixes that he had sent me, from me hijacking songs of his and downright stealing them to the point that we collabed. And Jack, I never touched any of the mixes.
well, you put that on the thing.
that
It said
ended up
Thief.
being no, but the
Well, the
Right.
thing is, this album.
It was
and
a
all
tough album to
great
make.
albums, people don't agree, like John Lennon, Paul McCartney, and not putting us in that spectrum. But I'm just saying,
we had our
if it's
skills.
gonna
we're
be a good
humans.
album, people fight
We're
for
all
songs.
humans. What
People
spectrum
change
is
songs
there?
around. People, they have this thing where they just, if it's really gonna be a good piece of work, then there's gonna be. It's just like when the festivals, when they have a big festival, it draws the rain. Like almost every big festival will have a lot of rain because the water is attracted to the energy of the people. And the
Yeah.
thunderstorms just come where the energy is so strong. And whether it be for positive or negative, the result in the end is the same, which is a fine piece of work, and possibly the best PLC album to date.
I think this is the best PLC album. As Mr. Pope, I will say, this is the best. It's because of
It's
Jesse
extremely
and
spontaneous.
you and Emily
It's
and
it's
Faith
beautifully
and
spontaneous.
David, like everybody that was a part of this, who believed in the band and the vision, came together to make something that wasn't really a band, but like now can pass as a band, and not everybody can say that these days.
Well, this is the first band that was, yes, of course, the first band that's also a religion, but also for this record, this was the first record that we made that crossed the country. The recordings were crossing the country
Right.
in order for the
No
album
band does
to
that.
be made.
And
So you
Jesse's
really-
even over the
you're
phone,
hearing
like on
two
yeah.
different parts of the country
That's what
on
makes
one
it
album.
It's crazy.
better.
No, it's crazy. It's very it's the most experimental rock album
unique,
we've got right
okay.
now.
Well, what it does is it transports you sort of from the main theme, which is piano driven, based, melodic love songs to
I don't know if they're love
I think
songs.
it's good energy songs.
One of them is. It only
Good
takes.
energy songs.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
I mean, the
like
darker
happy
songs are
ending.
actually from
They give you a happy ending at the
your
end.
songs. You're in sunny
not trying to
Florida.
be,
You know, they kind of have a sunny
racist.
feel in
I
a
love
way, you could
everyone.
say, and then my songs kind of have a
Everyone.
cloudy feel about them because
Well,
it's
I want to tell you about. I
cloudy.
want to
I don't
talk
wanna
about.
get
No,
back
I
to
want to
the
talk
weather,
about gray
but-
skies for a second, because gray skies. I know you said it was just about the
Blue
weather.
gray skies for you.
No, that's not what the song sounds like, Jesse.
I know,
Shut
but
up,
I wrote a
Jesse.
song when I was young called Blue Gray Skies.
It's
Or Blue Skies.
gray
Gray
skies.
Skies.
Gray skies sounds very agoraphobic, and like I know that you kind of intended that to be filler, but it ended up being a very like intricate, very well produced, well arranged. Like
Well, what happened is I
I
did
love
this
Gray
slide
Skies.
solo, and I just picked a random effect on the
Guitar?
program I was using. I plugged my guitar directly into it, and
Like,
then
that sounds good.
on the recording
That sounds
software, I
good.
just picked a random effect, and it was so perfect that I just didn't even know what to say or what to do. I was just like, I just gotta leave it. The slide solo there at the end, it almost.
I love
I
that.
promise you that that's a full live drum track. That's a full live bass track. Like.
Well done, yeah.
That's a full live guitar solo, and it almost sounds like it was like computerly clipped in because it's so perfect, but it really was just that right on.
no, I know.
When it gets right
Weird,
on for
but you know the
for
part
somebody,
that goes from the end of the vocals
in the
into the
zone.
solo, and it sounds almost like I copied and pasted it, which I used to do in my older recordings. Sometimes I would copy and paste like a section of drums,
And
but I
then loop them,
didn't do
yeah.
that. It just ended up sounding like so perfect like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean perfect in the term, like I don't think any song can really be perfect because it really depends on what mood you're in, but for that mood of that song, I think that was the perfect solo / effect / just overall arrangement with the guitar going, and then
Well, no, I
that
mean,
was actually the only song of mine on the album that I actually used my electric guitar to play the rhythm parts for. All the other songs are on a 12-string. All the other
But you
rhythm
have
guitar parts
amplification
are
on
a
it.
12-string.
no, you have amplification on Glam Rock Scarecrow.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that the lead parts I did with an electric guitar for every song, but the acoustic rhythm guitar I did with a 12-string, except for Gray Skies, I did the rhythm guitar with my electric.
But that was so funny that you were so upset. You were so like concerned about like maybe that I left that shitty song. No, I told them. I sent them an email the day of. You told me that.
I know, it's so funny. I that's the first thing I called you about.
But no, it
that's a
was
great
perfect
way
because
to
we're
start
actually
the-
doing a
the
podcast now at Jesse's
Well,
place.
Well, that's the thing about it is because all the music has always been about some sort of, it arises out of conflict and then sort of resolves itself.
Well, anyway, I
because,
don't
you
want you
know-
to think that I took over this album because I feel like this was our album, not my album.
Well, I don't think you took over it because you open it and I close it, and I think, as
Well,
long as
no,
it's like
People's
that-
love cult. You
Well,
know,
we are
it
the
should be about
cult.
love.
It's about the love.
I
It's
mean,
it's all of
unless
us.
you're like doing the
I mean-
exact
Well,
opposite.
also, yeah, of course you have a lot of songs, but the thing is some of your songs are shorter than,
Yeah.
But your songs are deeper. But Jack,
Well, we've got so many lyrics. We just were waiting for you guys
I'm
to help
saying,
fill
like,
it in
if you
with us.
really measured out the
You know?
length of all your songs and measured out the length of all my songs, I really wonder.
but I organize it that way. That's why I wanted you to close it because I had those little bits like fragments on the keyboard. Like it wasn't very much, bro. Like
I'm glad. Well, what we should do, and I think that the next logical step forward would be to start making some sort of videos for the singles of that song, like "It Only Takes Love," And
Well,
maybe
here's the
glam
thing:
rock.
is that I have the contacts to do a music video. I actually have a guy saying, "Let me know when you want a music video," and we gotta think
It'd be
about.
funny if we filmed Skylar
I
like
hear
while
these
he
shit
didn't know
tons
we were
of
filming
movie,
him. Like we
like,
went to
camera
that
equipment.
Guitar
Shit
Center in
tons.
Boca and like stood behind the bass guitars and like filmed him.
I've told him
And
to come
we wore
collaborate.
disguises. We wore fake mustaches.
I should send Skylar that song.
No, but the music videos is us just filming him. Like
Glam Rock Scarecrow.
Springs at Guitar Center.
I think that people think that Glam Rock Scarecrow is about me, though.
I know you'd like them to think that too.
Well, no, it's insulting because we're in on the joke. Why would I?
The song is a diss, and like
I know.
I was actually playing that song with the drummer, the guy Tyler, who wants to go by Aqua at our show.
He wants to go by Aqua.
Yeah, and he's
Why
wearing
not
a
turquoise?
mask, like a
Turquoise is
luchador,
like earthy and
Mexican
more
wrestling mask.
solid.
He should go by Water.
Probably healing.
Yeah, that would be funnier, but this is
This is a serious thing.
But you know what he said about Glam Rock Scarecrow? He said he was like, the lights were dim, and he's like, I'm really trying to imagine this character of this Glam Rock Scarecrow, and I'm like, you
That's
don't have
good.
to imagine him because he's a real person, and I knew him in high school.
Yeah, like we're already you might as well.
You know, like once I told people the story, then they were like, it was like better for them to not know what the song is about.
Actually, I kind of like it that way too, to be honest with you.
I mean, I've told a few people the story, and it's almost like they're disappointed. And I'm like, what can I say? Like, it's exact. The story was completely
Oh, you want me to take
Every
it?
line in that song is autobiographical.
What?
Well, not autobiographical, but it's biographical
Talk about
a kid we knew named Skylar Tosky,
If that's
who used to wear the coolest
Okay.
clothes, and all the girls liked him, and you know, every musician aspired to be him. And then he kind of was a failure in New York, and he like ran off when
I was a
left
failure in
his
New York,
daughter
too.
to be taken care of by his parents. And then he
Okay,
ended up
so
having
what's
to
wrong
come
with that?
back and sell
What's
guitars
wrong with
in Boca.
Sometimes that happens, okay?
No, and I'm not saying
Sorry,
it's
bro.
a bad thing. I'm actually so glad he did, so that we could write that song about it. Because if he hadn't lived that life, then we would have no material.
I wonder what my music would have been like when I was like taking care of Ron. I'd be like, put the catheter on.
I mean,
My
even
day's
songs
gonna
the Mennonites,
be
we almost
long.
have Ashley to thank for because of those.
Oh yeah, we were playing that earlier. I
religious
believe in
extremists.
religion, forgiveness.
Yeah.
Well, but I want people to know about this album is that like a couple songs on it are based off of these extreme fundamentalist, judo Christian.
Two songs are. Just two songs.
Two songs on it are
Is it
not
or
Song of the
really,
Mennonites and Dead Man's
against-
Skull.
so
They're
God
not
was
against
mentioned,
having
or-
spiritual beliefs
something
in
like that?
any way. They're really against about organized. It's saying that organized religion, you know, is always just trying to be more of a brainwashing thing
Well,
than
don't let it
it's kind
take
of
up
a
your
fallen
mind.
line,
Why
and you
waste
know,
your
make
thoughts
sure
on
your
it?
your shoelaces are tied, and you know your shirt's tucked in, and you know that's not the case for every person, and you know you shouldn't. Not everyone should wear a gray hat.
I believe
And I feel like that's
in
the kind
forgiveness.
of religions that we're fighting. Is it's like we all have to wear a gray hat and go here to wear a white button-up shirt.
What hat do you want to wear?
I'm against that.
What hat do you wear?
What hat do I wear? I don't wear a hat.
Oh, I saw a
My favorite
picture
hat.
on Facebook. Where you had that sweet hat, man. That was cool. A big.
Do you ever smoke out of that bong that I gave you, Jesse?
Yeah, I have actually.
Are you at the Jesse house or are you at Nick's house?
What's that?
Are you in the basement? All I have left is the basement.
Oh no, that's Signals of Virtue. Here, I'll play that for you, Jack. You wanna hear that, Jack?
Yeah, why don't you just come closer?
Won't you feel closer now?
tried that in my dead attempt. All I've got left is the basement. Well, right. The signals of virtue. There's so much for me to forgive. Fooled me into thinking I had a reason to live. Abandon all your lovers and take a look at me. Not the one to set you free.
But I like it because if you were to actually compare it in a biblical sense, my songs on the album, even though they're shorter, they're like the Old Testament, you know? And then yours are kind of like the New Testament.
So there is.
Why? Because I have a choir in there?
Wait, did you
No,
say
there's
anything
a
about
lot more
angels
joy,
and
there's a
God
lot
and
more
stuff?
hope, there's a
Not
lot
really.
more
So how is it
of a
religious?
feeling that something can be accomplished.
I don't know.
I
That's
think
just,
my songs
That's
have
not
something
religion.
like
That's
this
just
darkness
good
in it, you know?
energy, happiness. They're trying to just make the best of it.
How can you be so naive?
It's just good energy. That's alright. Right? I mean,
Anyway,
what
I
you
gotta
wanna
call
do,
back later,
right?
but you know, good luck with the
the
podcast,
world will be
boys.
so fucking
Alright,
much
thanks,
better
alright.
if
I'm meeting
everyone
in
was
Hong
nice to
Kong,
each other,
you know,
kind
at
to
10
each other.
a.m. So
Alright, I'll see ya.
yeah,
Alright.
Love
Later.
you, brother.
Love you, bro.
love you guys.
Love you, Faith.